All right. This is a big webinar, so we're going to go ahead and get started now. My name is Kemp Mullaney, Director of Business Development, and with me as always,
Cody Zimmer. Nice to meet you.
And we're welcoming you guys to our first webinar on our new product, the e-commerce solution that we've added to Duda Pro. This is for all Duda One sites. We're very excited about it, but without wasting any more time, let's dig in. We have a couple of housekeeping items we want to cover first. We're going to go through right now. We're in the introduction part. We'll go through the full demonstration of how to build an e-commerce store using Duda One in our commerce solution. Then we'll go over some pricing. And then, we'll back up again. We'll do the intro. We'll discuss what e-commerce means to us, how we're implementing it. We'll then reveal the pricing and then go through the full demo. At the end, as always, we'll do a Q&A session. So if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please be sure to go into the questions box on GoToWebinar and submit them there. We will address as many of these as possible at the end.
Yeah, we'll make sure to keep plenty of time too. We anticipate a few questions.
Yeah, very excited for that. So let's get a little further into the presentation. We really wanted to make sure when we did e-commerce that we did it the right way. And by doing that meant a few things to us. One of them was replicating the best shopping cart experience we possibly could. The other one was being able to support as many of our partners around the world as possible. So coming up with a solution that features over 30 different payment providers. For organization and for display, we wanted to make sure the product categories were easy to use. We included order management capabilities. And coupons came in as a really high-ranked thing people wanted when it came to commerce. So we have that as well. And the final bit was, it's not just about the physical goods. We wanted to make sure we could support digital downloads as well. And so when we went with our commerce solution, we actually went with a third-party vendor. We're integrating Equid, and they've came through as probably the best solution for us in terms of the way it integrates and still keeping that Duda vibe and feel to the product set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really happy with the integration. It very much feels like part of Duda, the way that all the elements work out. And we'll show you guys in the demo here in a few minutes.
Exactly. So with that, we get into the pricing. This is actually pretty big news from us. So with all Duda One sites, and it's all of our responsive websites, we'll automatically include a 10-product store. So for that normal price of $13 a month for partners, or $117 for the annual contract, you'll have a 10-product store automatically included if you want to with your Duda Pro site, Duda One site. The next level up, though, is the 100-product store. So the site prices increase, and again, it's not that significant of an increase when you really look at it.
Yeah.
Going, for 100-product stores at $21 a month or $204 annual package. And then for those big stores out there, we do have the 2,500-product set, which is $35 a month or $348 a year.
Yeah, and I think the annual works out on the 100-product store. The 204 a year works out to like $17 a month. And I think the $348 a year works out to $29 a month. So pretty competitive on the pricing.
Very much so. One note here, this pricing does not include any fees you'll experience with the payment processor of your choice. Again, we wanted to make sure you had the choice to pick whomever you wanted to be that provider. So we did work with, again, over 30 different providers. But this is your monthly fee for hosting and running the store through Duda.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You guys want to take a look? You want to check out the demo?
Yeah, let's get into it because that's what people are here to see.
Okay, cool. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here. Give me 1 second. Let me open up the questions box just so if we see any questions, we can go through it.
Okay. So, we do have a question I'll answer right away. We are recording this webinar. We will share it via email afterwards. So
Yes.
Feel free to ask your questions and we'll share it again so you can replay it at your convenience.
Correct. And Laura, you're asking if you should be hearing sound yet. Yes, we should be coming through. It's just so we can confirm if anyone else, if you guys can hear us, can you type yes into the questions box before we get too far along? Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Everyone can hear us. That's good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So you guys may be familiar with the Duda dashboard. This is the dashboard here. So I'm going to go ahead and start by creating a new responsive website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really wanted this demo to show you absolutely how you build from scratch from one of our templates.
Yeah, and we have a number of pre-designed templates here, and I'm just going to pick breakfasts. It's a little early over here in California, so that seems like a good one to go with. And I'm instead of importing content, I'm just going to start with the blank template.
Mm-hmm.
So Doodle will go along and create our new website here real quick. There we go, and our new template has been created. And just to give you an idea, we'll scroll through the page. This is a fully responsive website, and if you're familiar with other responsive frameworks, you'll be familiar with a grid layout where content is laid out into rows and columns, and that works really well when you're resizing a page to have your content organized in these rows and columns, because the columns can stack on top of each other on smaller screen sizes. And our e-commerce store works right with that. So we'll go to the left-hand column, we'll go to Manage Store. And here's where you can add the store to your site. It's very easy. You can start off by adding the 10 product store. Of course, it's included, and that's what we're going to work with today. But you can easily upgrade to the 100 product or the 200 or 2,500 product store. So go ahead and click Add 10 product store. And Dude is actually going to create a new page on this site that we've created. And it's going to be provisioning on the back end and setting up the store. It does take about 10 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer. So it does take a few seconds, but once that's done, we'll have the store created, and we can start setting it up, taking a look at it.
I see a quick question come through regarding the pricing from Roger. The figures are not in addition. Those are the site prices for the different tiers. So you would pay either for the $13 a month, or each one for the 10 item store, or the individuals. It's not an add-on.
Right. It looks like Pia has a question too. Is 2,500 products the max? We're talking about individual items. And I think our motto here is, if you have over 2,500 products, give us a call. We'd be happy to set you up with something larger than 2,500 products.
Yeah.
Okay, so our store is open for business now. So before I actually get into the setup, I want to click up here and to go back to the editor just to show you what the store looks like, kind of default right out of the box, so you can get familiar with the components. So we'll let this load up here.
You'll see right away we've included the same style as we did for the template.
And if you've used Duda at all before, this should be very familiar to you. And you'll notice that when I mouse over an element, just like within Duda, the element is named, and there's a label for the element, and you can work with it individually. And so this store has actually been placed into a row. We have product categories right here, and we have some default suite products that we can click on, and we can browse some of these products. You can see we have chocolates and things in here. Over on the left, we have some store categories that we can go into. If I want to click on like maybe the fruity products, I can do that, and we can look at some of the fruity products here. We also have a store search over here in the upper left, and then there's also a shopping cart up here in the upper right. And these are all elements added to the store. So I can actually click here, and these are individual elements. Just like in Duda, where you can edit any element on the page, you can edit any of these elements, or you can drag and drop them and add them anywhere you want in the site. So if you're familiar with it, let's see. For example, if I can go to the shopping cart, I can click the shopping cart store label, and I can have access to my drop-down menu. Go ahead and click edit. And let's say I want to maybe adjust the text style real quick and make the shopping cart appear bigger. I can do that very easily. These are all fully customizable, and they integrate with your site. So you're not locked into an e-commerce store that's just inside of an iframe that's static and you can't control. You can plug and play the different elements of the store into any page of your site.
Again, we wanted to maintain the experience of Duda throughout this product, and so we just feel we've done a really good job with this too.
Exactly. So you can see I'm on the store page here. So we actually created a new page for the store to live on. But if I want to go, let's say, back to the home page, the store is not going to be on the home page. It's just on the store page, but I can start adding elements in. So if I want to, for example, add the store search to the home page, I can do that. I can just drag and drop that, put that in a new row over here. And it gives me a long search bar by default, but if I want to, I can just go ahead and maybe I'll resize this a little bit, and I'll use my label to align it to the right-hand side, and then I'll use some of Duda's built-in editing tools to, let's adjust the padding and margin for this row. So we'll bring that up a little bit, and bring the bottom padding up a little bit too. And you can see I very quickly add store search to my home page. Let's go ahead and preview this. And you can see this is a fully functional store search. So if I go in here and I can type chocolate, I can go ahead and it'll take me to my store page and display a result set of all my chocolate products. Pretty cool.
Quick and easy, just like the rest of the editor. Again, that was really important for us to maintain that.
Right, and so you have access to this, so you can imagine how useful it would be to be able to put store search anywhere on your site, put your shopping cart anywhere on your site, put store categories or your store and lay it out however you'd like to do it.
Great.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the control panel and start actually setting up the back end of our store. So we can see that our store is open for business. So let's go ahead and go to the control panel. And one thing we should mention is that this store is fully white labeled. So you're able to offer this if you're want to use the white label features of your Duda Pro account. You can offer this store to your customers. They can go in and they can add their own e-commerce products in a fully white labeled e-commerce solution. And so you'll see that we actually call it Storefront in our own editor, which is a non-Duda brand. So let's go ahead and go through and click Let's Go, and we'll start our setup. So we have a very easy-to-use product wizard, which will be easy for you and also for your clients to use to set up your store. And the first step is to add products to the store. So let's go ahead and click on that. And it's pretty simple. So we're going to add in a product. The first one we're going to add in is the Dude. And let's say he's going to cost $20. Let's add in a product image, and this will be the Dude. So upload our image here. And let's add in another product one. Let's add a mod. Let's say she's $25. Add mod in here. And I'm going to add in one more product so we have some stuff to work with here. Let's add in Donnie. Poor Donnie's only $15. And let's put his picture in here. Cool. So you can see I very quickly and easily added 3 products, uploaded the images. Now we do have linked to more powerful options if you want, but this is enough to kind of get me started. So I'm going to go ahead and save these products. Now, once this saves, I can go ahead and go to the next step here. And we're going to recognize, hey, you added in some products. So we're going to offer to delete the demo catalog. I'd highly recommend doing this when you set up your store. You don't need our default products in there, but it's nice to have them in so you can see what the options are as you go through. So adding products is the first step. Next, we're going to customize the store for your local market. And you can see we have a wizard to follow along here with a percentage bar up top. And what this does is lets you put in your information about your store, like your address. So when we're going to automatically calculate shipping costs, we know where you're shipping from, calculating taxes, that sort of thing. And so we're going to go ahead and want to do this. So by default, our geographic settings are the US, and you have a currency and a weight setting. But you can click Edit to go ahead and go in here and change that. So let's say I want to change this weight from kilograms to pounds. I can do that. And if you're not in the U.S., we support every currency. I believe there's a ton of options in here, so you can definitely do that as well. So we'll leave it on the dollar since we're here in the U.S. and click Save. So now we need to put in some information about my store. I'll call this Cody's Store. And I'll put in my address here. This is Duda's address if you guys want to mail us anything, postcard or something. So I'm going to save my company info in there. And now the storefront knows exactly where we are, so when we do want to ship something out, we can easily calculate that shipping cost. So now we're already 40% done with doing our wizard here, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do our shipping options. So here's where we can do 2 things. We can define how we want to use shipping. If you're doing just e-goods or you're doing digital downloads only, you don't need to set up shipping. You can click here to disable shipping. But if you are selling physical products or your clients are selling physical products, you will want to set up shipping, so you want to click this. And by default, you can check a few options that we have already built into the platform. So if you want to use either USPS or UPS, you can do that. You can actually add more than one shipping option if you want to. To keep things simple, I'm just going to go with the standard USPS shipping option. And we'll actually integrate with the Postal Service to calculate shipping costs to the customer zip code for you, which is pretty cool. And we'll pull those rates in automatically. So all we have to do is check that and proceed to the next step, and our shipping options are set up. So that's pretty fast. So next, we need to set up a payment processor. So like Kent mentioned before, At Duda, we're not actually processing your payment, and we're not charging you for any payments either. So you will need to set up some sort of payment processor. And the two easiest to set up are PayPal and Stripe. Those are very easy to set up, but we support over 30 payment processors worldwide, with a lot of niche payment processors in Australia, Russia, all over the place. So there's a lot of options.
And this was a pretty important thing to us, because we know we have a pretty large user base out there that aren't in the U.S. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to support as many folks as possible.
Exactly.
That's why we wanted to. Another reason we chose Equip as our partner for this.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to quickly add some PayPal in here. And I can just enter in my PayPal email. And that's just where I want to receive money. So when orders come through, money is going to get sent to that email address in PayPal. And it is very easy to set up. I don't believe PayPal or Stripe have a monthly fee. I think they charge like 2.5% of a transaction plus 30 cents a transaction. So
yeah, you'll need to check with each one of them individually on their terms.
Exactly. So now I've got my payment options set up. Our last step here would be to actually place a test order. So let's go ahead and do that, actually, just so you guys can see what the flow looks like for a customer. Let's place a test order. So let's say I'm here on the site. I can see my product. This is my dude here. I can see he's $20. I can add him to my cart. And I can just go to checkout. Let's go ahead and do that. So I can see my dude. I can see his price, his quantity. I can choose to continue shopping. I can clear my bag, or I can actually go through and check out. So let's go ahead and check out. So now I need to enter my address. So let's say I'll just enter my name here. And I'll just go ahead and enter my address again.
It's going to be low shipping costs.
Yeah. Now, here's something that I do want to show. As soon as I enter my zip code, it starts calculating delivery methods. And you can see by default, there's a lot of options. So you're going to want to trim that down, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute here. But you can select any option you want. I'll just choose priority mail, and let's click continue. Now, I'm not going to actually go through the credit card part. I'll just select a phone order, and we'll go ahead and click continue. Oh, I need to type in my email. Hold on. And click continue.
Nice order checking there, making sure all the fields are completed.
Yep, so it does have validation. I've got my order summary here with my billing address, items, shipping. There's no tax charge, but you can add tax in, and I'll show that in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and place my order. So now my order has been placed, which is fantastic. And now that is the final step here to setting up my store. So I've already placed my test order. So I think we're done with that. There we go. Recognized it. So now my store is 100% set up. Fantastic.
Pretty easy to do for a few sites, a few products. We can obviously help you support multiple products as well. Let's get into a little more features here.
Yeah, so we went through most of the basic options here, and if you wanted to do that to set up your store, it's pretty easy to do that. It is the basic stuff, but it is set up very quickly. Now, if you want to go into more advanced features, we do have a few more things we can do. So let's take a look at our store. Right now, you can see we've added 3 products. We've added the Dude, Mod, and Donnie here. But we do have a lot more options individual when you go through each product. So let's go back into our control panel. And now that we've gone through the wizard, we actually want to delve into our catalog a bit more. So there's a series of tabs here at the top. So let's go ahead and click on catalog. And you can see all the individual products. So let's say I want to go to the Dude, for example. I have a few different options with him. I could go ahead and write out a description like, he's the Dude man, or something like that. I can add in a description for the Dude. I can add a weight, and we can use this weight to help calculate shipping costs. I can add a SKU number here. And then I can also adjust his price over here. We also have some more advanced features too, which is the ability to track the number of items that are in stock, or to set an alert when the quantity reaches a certain number so that you know, as the merchant, when you need to restock this particular product. And also at the top, you'll see we have a series of tabs up top here. So we can add some attributes to the product. If you wanted to add a specific brand or UPC, you could do that here. We can go into product options. And this is where you can get more advanced with it. Let's say you're selling t-shirts or something, or a product that comes in multiple quantities or sizes. You can add a new option here. So I can type in size. and I can choose my input type. And I can choose this to be a drop-down list or radio buttons or a number of other types of fields. I'll just leave it as radio buttons. And I'll add in a size, let's say small, and a medium, and a large. And this gives me some product options. When someone's purchasing this, they can select a size. But you'll notice that we have a price modifier here, so we can actually add or subtract from the price by dollar or by percent based on these different options. So we can say that maybe the large size costs $2 more than the medium. And we'll leave medium as the default product. And so we'll go ahead and click Save. And you'll see that'll show up when we go back to the store in a moment. We can also go to the next tab here and add new images to a gallery. So let's upload a couple more images of the dude here. So I don't have more images of the dude, so I'm going to upload just a couple of other characters here. So let's add one of Jesus here. And you know what? Let me upload one more image just so you guys get a good gallery. Let's also do
Walter.
Yeah, do Walter. There we go. So now I've got my two extra images. We'll pretend they're of the same product and click Save. And now let's go ahead and move on to the Files option. This is where you would actually upload digital files if you were selling e-goods. And then you could go ahead and set up your tax and shipping options in here. If you wanted to specify some specific tax or shipping options for this product, you could do that here. What I think is really interesting is this Related Products tab, which allows you to assign related products to this product. So if I go ahead and click Assign Products, I can look at my other two products, Donnie and Maud, and I can add them, and these will appear on the page next to the item in store at the bottom as a suggestion. If you're interested in this product, you might also be interested in these other products.
Yeah. Another feature we've all grown pretty used to in e-commerce, and again, one of the requirements for what we wanted to offer was having related products there.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and go back to our editor and just take a look at some of these changes that I just made. So let's go ahead and let's click on the dude. And if I look at the dude's page, I can see that now he has different sizes. You've got small, medium, or large. And if I choose large, you can see, let me go ahead and preview this here.
Price automatically adjusts.
Yeah, the price will automatically adjust to reflect that. And then I can also click to view detailed images. And these are those gallery images that I added earlier. So I can click on that and you can see they appear in a gallery where I can go through and check out the other images. And if I scroll down the page, you can see the description that we added in. And then you can say, hey, you might also like these other corresponding products. And we can click to go to them. So there's actually some really detailed product options that you have available. And again, the look and style and design of this is completely customizable as well. So it's pretty robust in terms of an e-commerce solution and offering, at least from the product side here that we've seen so far. So let's go in and talk a little bit about categorizing your products inside the control panel. So far all you've seen is just the products kind of laid out there without any default categories. But you can actually change those product categories and organize them a bit better. If we go into the Catalog tab, Categories, you can see we really have no categories set. So let's go ahead and create a new root category here. And we'll call this Dudes. And let's assign some products to this. So we'll add Donnie and the dude here and add them as products to this category and click Save. So now you can see our store has a category called Dudes, and our two products are in there. Let's create a new root category here, and we'll call this Ladies. And switch over to our Products tab, Assign Products, and let's assign Maud to this. And you know what? Oh, I think I forgot to upload an image here, and I actually want to do that. So let me upload an image here for the ladies. Click Save. And let's go back over to our Dudes category. Let's upload an image for the dudes. And click Save. And so when you have your products organized into root categories like this, if we go back to the editor, you'll see that instead of just showing all the products in my store on my main store page, we'll actually have them organized by category, and those product images will represent the categories. So we can start off, we have the categories listed down on the left, but I can also, if you're doing apparel or something like that, you can have an image that represents that category, and I can click on it. Let's say I click on dudes, then I can see the products inside of that category.
So just like any other storefront where you see just a better way to organize content and make it easier for your users to find exactly what they're looking for.
Yes, exactly. So let's go ahead and go back and let's take a look at some more of the advanced payment options. So let's go ahead and go back in the control panel.
One thing we didn't touch on, this is all fully responsive. So this will work across desktop, tablet, and mobile to enable your shopping experience to be great across no matter what the device the users are coming in on.
Absolutely. So this will work on all those devices. So let's go over to system settings. And let's talk a little bit about some of the nitty gritty, of setting up your e-commerce. And that's getting into alternate payment methods, shipping options, taxes, that sort of thing. So if we click on system settings, we have a number of different settings over here on the left that we can get into. So one thing that a lot of people ask about is payment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the payment tab here. And you can see that we already have a payment method set up. We already have PayPal set up. But there's a number of other payment options you can choose from that we have set up in here. And these are considered more basic options like check, fax order, money order, personal check. And these are actually items that the merchant or your client would need to set up. So, for example, a fax order, it's the sort of thing where your client's going to need to set up how to do that fax order. Take a phone order. Your client would either need to call the customer or give them a phone number to call, that sort of thing. In terms of setting up additional payment processors, you could just set up like a new credit card processor. We can choose a payment processor for that, and you can choose one from our list. You can choose Stripe, PayPal, or one of the other ones. So you can add more payment methods in there if you would like to. You're not stuck to just one, but we do have a variety of different payment methods for your clients to use. So let's get into some shipping options. Actually, I want to talk to you a little bit about, before we get into shipping, I want to talk a little bit about destination zones. And destination zones are really useful when you're working with either shipping or with taxes. And this is a way for you to group similar geographic locations together and organize them into what's called a zone.
So the idea might be if you're on the East Coast, you're able to call Zone 1 anything that would be east of the Mississippi River.
Yeah, you've probably seen this, like UPS will have, like, if you're in Zone 1, it'll take 2 days to show up. If you're in Zone 2, it'll take 3 days to show up, that sort of thing. And you can set up similar zones like that with Duda's eCommerce. So let's go ahead and click to create a new zone. Let's add a country to our zone. We're in the U.S., so let's type in United States. Okay, and so we'll add us. And let's go ahead and add a state. And we're in California, so let's go ahead and add this. And so a zone could be as little as an individual state or an individual zip code, or as large as multiple states and multiple zip codes. You can set this up. And we'll call this California zone, for example, and click Save. And so once we have this zone set up, we can actually see this and use this in multiple places. So let's go over to our shipping options, which you saw before. And you can see that we have USPS in here. And you can see USPS has 75 shipping methods. Holy smokes. That's a lot of options for customers.
We wanted to give you options.
So let's go ahead and let's edit that. Now, remember, I said I'd show you how to trim that down. And here's how you do it. The easiest way I found would be just to disable all the methods from the get-go. Just add what you want. I think first-class mail and priority mail probably cover most use cases.
Standard post too.
And do standard post. Let's add 3 options in there. Let's click OK. So that's a little cleanup from earlier, like we mentioned. But you can add in a new shipping method. And let's say I wanted to add in a new shipping method. You get to select the region. And so by default it applies to the world, but you can select the United States, Canada, or you can add your zone. So you can actually define shipping methods by zone. So if you want to offer special shipping to just the zone that you set up, let's say you're in your town and you want to put in a zone for your zip codes to offer free shipping to the people in your town, you can do that. You want to offer a pickup method for them, for example. Or if you want to say people in the U.S., shipping is going to be flat rate $10, and everyone else in the world, you're going to have to pay a custom rate. You can do that sort of thing. So you can really get custom with how you specify your shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we pick our California zone here.
So we want to offer a special rate just for the folks that are in the same state we are.
Exactly. So by default, it's selected on carrier calculated, and that's where we automatically calculate the rate with like the Postal Service or UPS or FedEx or one of these other ones. But we can choose a flat rate for this zone if we want to. We can just set a flat rate, and we'll go ahead and shipping rate, and we can just say this is going to be $10, and that's our flat rate for this shipping zone if you want to. Then you can set the speed and tell them how many days it's going to be. We also have another option besides flat rate, which is custom table, which I think is really interesting. I think it provides an incentive to customers. I'll show you what I mean. If I choose to set my rates and delivery speed, I can set a range and how much shipping is going to be for orders. So let's say I can set my range of $0 to $20. Shipping per order is, let's say, going to be $5. But I can add a new row in here, and I can say orders over $20, pay free, pay $0, free shipping. So you could set up a new shipping method, and you could say orders over $20 are free, or orders over $50 are free shipping on the site. You could set up logic like that. And you can base your total based on the subtotal or the weight of products ordered, and you can base your rate on the range or on the subtotal and weight if you want to as well. So you do have that option as well. So that's some of the more advanced shipping options that we have here.
Now on to everyone's favorite topic.
Taxes. Oh man, taxes are the best. Let's go ahead and save our changes. And so by default, we start off in a Zen-like place with no taxes.
If we can only stay there.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and add a tax in here. So we can add in a new tax. We'll call this sales tax. And we can choose whether or not to enable this for all products. And then whether the tax applies to just the subtotal or to the subtotal plus the shipping cost. Most times you're going to do it by just the subtotal. And there's an option here which is easy to skip over, but someone actually asked us in a previous webinar about the person was in Australia, and they apparently have a regulation there that you need to include the full price of the product in the store price is what's shown in the store. Mm-hmm. And we actually do have an option that covers that. If you check this box, include tax and product prices on the store page, it'll actually calculate that price and automatically insert it. So if your tax was 10%, instead of showing $20, it'll show $22 on the store page. And it'll add that in automatically. So if that is a requirement for you, if you do need that, we do have that option there. So we could go ahead and add that in. So let's go ahead and create a new rate. So we can choose our zone. So this can be for the US and Canada, Europe, or just our California zone. And we know everyone in California is paying an 8.75% sales tax rate. So we can have that. And then we can set up something for everyone else. You don't pay tax, or maybe you pay a different rate. Or if you have multiple zones, you just click new rate, and you can add in multiple zones in here at different rates. So it's pretty easy to go in here and go ahead and add your taxes in. So let's go ahead and save those. And I think our final thing.
So that's pretty much taxes right there.
Yeah, that's pretty much taxes. That covers most of your options. Again, you have the availability to click to create all the new taxes that you want. So our last thing here is we're going to talk a little bit about order management. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my sales tab here. And here you can see the one test order that I did earlier. And you can see it's from me. You can see my name. I was the customer, Cody Zimmer. You can see I bought one The Dude for $20. And you can see my order status. It's queued. It's a new order. I chose phone order for my method, and I want it shipped through USPS. And I can go ahead and print an invoice, or I can go ahead and see details. And if I go to see details, you can see the details of the order further, but you can also change the order status. And so Duda will actually send out emails automatically to the customer when they go ahead and make an order. And so for your merchants or your clients, if they're going through and you've received the order and you want to change the payment status, you can go ahead and change this to accepted. If someone wants to return an order and wants a refund, that's something you'd have to do with your payment processor. Duda wouldn't control that, but you could mark that as refunded if you wanted to as well. And that's how you would handle something like that. For now, we're going to assume my payment's been accepted, so I'll change my status. My payment status is accepted, and now an email would get sent out saying, hey, your order's been confirmed, your payment's been accepted. And let's say we say, great, we've got this order. Let's go ahead and box up the dude bobblehead and send this out to Cody. We could go ahead and ship it. So I'll click ship and enter in a tracking number, let's say, for my shipment. Set my tracking number and change this to shipped. And this will actually send an email out to the customer saying, hey, your order's been shipped. Here's your tracking number and a link to the website to track it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it's pretty robust, and you have complete order management using this control panel. Of course, you can search for more orders in here, all part of the Duda e-commerce system.
Wow. So we've covered a lot. I think we probably know that you guys have questions that we're going to try to dive into now. We'll answer as many of them as we can in the next 20 minutes or so. Why don't we get started? Ready to go?
Yeah, sounds good. Unless we have a drink here.
Not a problem. I have to give Cody credit. He's been fighting a cold last week, and we're really glad that he's recovered enough to help out with the webinar today.
Yeah. Thank you.
So John's asking, is the store suitable for QSR business that include online ordering and delivery? Basically, no POS connections required.
Let's see. No POS. I'm not familiar with QSR business, online ordering and delivery. I know that some folks were asking about using it for setting up ordering for a restaurant or for a pizza place or something like that. And keep in mind, the intention of the product is to be used for online e-commerce. You could stretch it for offline businesses like restaurants. You could set up products like
QSR, quick service restaurant. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could set it up for a restaurant. Like someone was asking about using it for a pizza place. And yeah, you could enter pizza as a product. You could enter toppings as product options. And each topping you add adds $2 to the price. You could absolutely set that up, but the store owner, it wouldn't be connected with the point of sale machine, and the store owner would have to be responsible for checking the emails, making sure to get the orders out on time. So it's not the intention of the product, but it could be used like that if you want.
Absolutely. Again, Pia asked this question. We addressed it slightly earlier, but is 2,500 products the max? Talking about individual items, each one different from the other.
2,500 products is, not a firm maximum. If you do have a large store, you're doing a large amount of e-commerce, talk with us. If you run into that limit, we're happy to work with you on it.
Mm-hmm. Your partner sales manager or your account rep, which would be myself, Mrs. Kemp, or Oscar or Suzanne, would be happy to walk you through if you have sites that are bigger than that. John K. asks, we're not IT experts. Do you provide support at least at the beginning for making sure that things are okay? It's going to be a bit intimidating. We need your encouragement to proceed. Yes, we do. Our support team is fully versed in this product set. And Cody, you're going to show off the support documentation we have?
Sure, yeah. We actually do have a ton of documentation. In fact, inside the store control panel here, you can see we have FAQs. And we have help built right into the product. You can click. This will actually open up our support portal built inside, and it'll have a nice overview here of exactly how you get set up, adding products to your store and everything. But if we go ahead and open this in a new window, it'll take you to support.dudamobile.com. And in addition to having support in here, you can actually talk to one of our support reps. We have phone support available for partners. You can actually call and talk to one of our support specialists over the phone. But we also have white label documentation for e-commerce as well. So your clients, when they run into issues, they'll have articles and help in product that is white label that they can use as well. So we really focus on support, and we've really got you covered there.
Mm-hmm. Brian asked, we'd be making e-commerce templates. Well, I think what we showed you is that any template that we have can become an e-commerce template.
Exactly. You can use these e-commerce tools and add these store features to any template inside of Duda. But I think we are going to be coming out with more specific e-commerce templates designed to take advantage of this as well coming in the future, right?
Yeah. You could easily put an image on the homepage of a particular featured product and link directly to it in the store if you needed to.
Let's see.
All right. Adam asks, how come the pricing discount is only $1 that you're publicly $1.25 to $1.75 less than your publicly published rate? I'm confused on where we make a fair profit against your pricing model. Or am I misunderstanding the resellers? So the pricing is not just $1.25 difference. If we look at the responsive pricing for the site, let's see here. It's a good question. Let's find out about that for you. The partner program is priced at $22.50. Well, frankly, we always say that the discount rates we offer our partners are designed to be what we can get you that offers you the best ability to manage this on behalf of your customers. Any customer that wants to run their own business, they could go do that. But this is the partner rates we have as today.
Right.
John asks, again, if I need to incorporate the services of, say, Average, Monterey, Uberflip, Looker, Kissmetrics, etc., is that an easy thing to do?
Let's see. Well, to be honest with you, we have built-in analytics inside of Duda, and you can use external analytics platforms to measure user engagement, that sort of thing. But those are third-party platforms, so we can't guarantee that they will work. But you can definitely add in custom code to track user behavior, either in the header HTML section. We actually do have a full dev mode available, which I'll show you here. So you can actually click this little code symbol over here in the upper right to open dev mode. It's going to show me a help article first, but we give you full access to the HTML and CSS of your site. So you can go in here, you can add whatever sort of custom tracking code that you need to report on whatever metrics or analytics you're looking for.
I'd like to back up real quick to Adam's question. I'm sorry, I just reread it and I was able to figure out the answer. So when you're looking at the difference in prices, when we list the sites that are there, your discount pricing as a partner on a month-to-month for a 100 product store is $21 a month. For the responsive direct, a month-to-month is $29 a month. What you're getting, where the confusion's coming, is what the annual rate equates to when you break it out by month-to-month versus what the month-to-month standalone prices are. So we have those available on the site. You just go to dudamobile.com/plan. And you can flip between responsive, mobile only, and the partner program and see exactly how those prices break out.
Gotcha. Thanks. Jose is saying the name of each product is cut off on the bottom. Not sure if anyone else sees it. Yeah, I noticed that too, Jose. I think it's a glitch with my screen size here, and as I'm doing the webinar.
We've already filed a ticket with our support just to make sure. So they're going to check into that.
So our guys are looking into that. Trust me, if there was... it's just my luck when I do webinars. There's always something that goes wrong. Let's see.
So Bill asks, sorry I missed the first 5 minutes, is for developers or store owners. So our product, we're talking to the Duda Pro program, which is where web professionals to use our platform to develop websites for their customers rather. And so this webinar is intended for developers who want to do this as a service for their customers. So yes, that's the model right now. We do offer this similar product set for direct. It comes at a different price point, a higher price rate.
Connie's asking, do you have white label training videos for resellers to provide to their customers? Yes, we do have some already, and we have more to come. As soon as I get over my cold, I promise I'll record some for you guys and your customers.
We have to make sure his voice is top notch.
I need my golden voice back, man.
Pia asks, can you import products and their attributes, or does each product have to be entered manually?
Excellent question, Pia. Thank you for asking that. That's actually definitely an option, and I forgot to mention it when I was going through. So let me show you that real quick. Let's go back into our e-commerce store control panel. If we go to our catalog here, let me go ahead and click catalog. So instead of clicking new product, I could actually just go over to import products. And if I click on that, I can choose my file. You can import by CSV, or you can import from Xcart or Commerce if you were using those before. And if you're importing by CSV, you can actually choose the columns that you're importing, and you could take out columns if you don't want to bring them over, and choose your encoding. And it doesn't, I guess, have to be strictly a CSV. You can choose your delimiter. So if you don't want to use commas, you can use tabs or semicolons. So we do have robust options for importing from CSVs available to you.
So, yep, that's available. We were That was we know some of these sites can be pretty large. We want to make sure it was easy. Next question comes from Kathy. My company uses Duda for our mobile site, but use a different provider for our website. Will the e-commerce integrate with other website providers? Actually, the short answer to this is no. You have to create a new store, basically, with Duda for it to work. This product is designed for Duda One, our responsive service. It is not a standalone product for Duda Mobile, not available yet. So if you want to use this for mobile, you would have to create an entire Duda One site and just use the mobile version. Or it's not designed to be an import with an existing site.
Right. And to be honest, if you're using Duda for your mobile site, a different provider for your desktop site, and you're going to look for another third party for your e-commerce, that's 3 different providers. Duda One will take care of all of that with one provider. Your desktop, tablet, mobile, and e-commerce all rolled into one.
Lori asked, did the shipping options change if it's another country, or this is what's available as options?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can, by default, ship worldwide or to different countries. But if I go back over here into my system settings, like before, you can enter in new shipping methods for different areas. So when you click new shipping method, you're actually choosing which region of the world this is applying to. So you can set a shipping method, again, since you can set up your own zones, you can set up shipping methods for individual countries, groups of countries, individual states. You're in complete control over who you ship to, where in the world you ship, and how much you charge for shipping there.
Mm-hmm. Or if you just want to let the carrier calculate it on its own, you can do that where each of the major carrier companies will automatically do that based on the order customer's address that they want to have the product shipped to.
Right, and you're not just limited to USPS. You can use FedEx, Canada Post, Australia Post, Russian Post. There's a lot of options in there.
Great. Kathy also asked our next question. If you do not integrate with other website providers, can you provide a website link for a storefront? I'm not sure what that actually...
Oh, you mean like if we don't integrate with other website providers, could you set up the e-commerce store on storefront and then link to it? Yeah, I suppose you could, but you'd still have to set up a Duda One site to do that.
Mm-hmm. Adam, I guess we answered Adam's question already.
Good.
Christian asks, can I sell events? So I'm guessing this would be tickets?
Yeah. You could. If you can really sell anything, you can figure out into the product thing. So if you're selling events, yeah, you'd be selling tickets, and that would be an item that you'd need to ship over, right? So you would have some shipping in that. You'd be able to choose however many tickets you had available, enter in the quantity. You just describe it as a ticket instead of a bobblehead, and you can still mail the ticket over or ship the ticket over when the person has it.
It's a digital distributed ticket. You could do that as well. There was some sort of a digital goods you were doing. We don't have a traditional seat map. Like you would say, pick your seats for this event. And so that would not be available.
Yeah, if it's like theater, orchestra style seating. But if it's just tickets for a seminar or something like
General admission style events, you could do that as well. You just want to make sure you set your quantities right.
Sherry's asking, what's a phone order? And a phone order would be where instead of typing in your credit card number and everything into the shopping cart, you actually want to call and talk to someone and get the specifics down and handle the payment part over the phone and give your credit card number to someone over the phone. And that is an option. Some people prefer that. Maybe they have questions or want to talk to someone before buying. And we do put that as an option in there. And basically when the person submits the phone order, they're giving their phone number and saying, I want to buy this. Here's what I want to buy. Here's my phone number. Call me and I'll place the order from you.
Todd asks, so the order is placed. What does the merchant see?
The merchant actually gets an email from Duda. So we actually email out saying, with an email that says the customer's name, their address, what they bought, what the order total is, and the date of the order. And so that gets sent over.
When we say from Duda, it would be a white labeled email.
Yeah, it would be a white labeled email, of course. And then, so that's your notification that you get immediately. And then, of course, you can view the order in your orders tab inside the screen like I showed earlier.
Andre asked, e-commerce store for online restaurant ordering. We did say, yes, you could adapt this to that. It would not be integrated with the restaurant's point of sale service. They would need to kind of manage it a little more I don't say by hand, but they had to have someone there reading those emails as they came in, so
Yeah,
they could actually fulfill the orders.
exactly. Is there a way to incorporate recommendation engines for product recommendation based on customers' current and past selection and other people's recommendations?
So not yet.
Not-
we do have the related products feature that we built in that you can set up ahead of time. But if you've seen anything we've done with our Insight product, where we're actually starting to get into more detailed customer behavior triggers, so that you can set that up, we'll be applying that to the commerce product in the coming months.
John, you also say, or if someone purchases a pizza and you remind them perhaps by a pop-up to not forget a Coke or a Pepsi, is there anything like that available? The closest that we'd have, I think, is the related products, like I showed before, where you can set up related items. So if they were ordering a pizza, you could have soda and breadsticks down as related items at the bottom. But we're not going to interrupt. We don't have any logic in to interrupt the cart with a pop-up.
We have a question. Someone wants to see what the mobile version looks like.
Oh.
So Andre asked, can we show you what the
Yeah.
mobile one? So let's go back to the preview.
Let's go back to the editor. Let's go to our preview here. Thank you for asking that. Let's go ahead and just switch over to mobile. I forget which page we're on here. There we go. Give it a second to load up. And so here we go. We've got our cart in the upper right-hand corner. We can search our store. We've got our categories. And we can scroll down. We can see we've got ladies and dudes here. Let's go ahead and click on dudes. And we can see I've got the dude for $20. I've got Donnie for $15. And that's all here. And if I wanted to go through, let's click on the dude. I can see he's in here, and I can scroll down. I can see his price, his quantity here, our sizing options, detailed images. I can add them to cart.
Your description.
Yeah, exactly. And then also products you may also like. I think the images are taking a second to load, but it's all inside of here. So it works. It's completely mobile optimized. And I think it's very nice looking too.
Excellent. So our next question comes from Jose. Every time a product is shown, image, name, and price, the name is product. Yeah. Now we already addressed this, Jose. We'll see about getting this. If it's just a temporary issue that we have, if you're seeing it too, we know it's already been reported to the dev team. So if it's a bug, it should be fixed relatively quickly.
Exactly.
Sherry asks, who did you partner with to build this?
We use Equid.
Again, we wanted to find a platform that was natively responsive. We wanted to find one that supported a great international use case, and also wanted to find someone who we felt really kind of incorporated what we do with our own site building and make the look and feel the same. So a lot of testing and a lot of conversations took place before we made that decision.
And I'm really happy with the integration too. As a long time Duda-er, I think it really feels like part of the platform, and it's just the way that it integrates gives you so much flexibility compared to other e-commerce systems I've used in the past. I'm really happy with this integration.
Next question comes from Chuck. Can we add multiple flat rates for different zones?
Absolutely. So for each different zone, you can specify a different shipping method, and you can absolutely put in different flat rates. Your flat rate can either be just a simple flat rate where you just define a number, or you can create a table so you can have different flat rates based on the amount of their purchase, whether it's by price or by weight. So you have a lot of options and a lot of flexibility there.
Lori asked if we could review the pricing one more time. So you want to we can actually just go to the page to do the mobile or pull up the presentation.
You want to go to do the mobile?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So from Duda Mobile, let's go to Partner Duda Pro. This is, again, all for the partner program. This is the partner pricing. And then under plans here, as a Duda Pro partner for developing sites on behalf of your customers, we offer discounted pricing. The Duda One only store, or the Duda One site that includes the 10-item store is $13 a month or $117 a year. The Duda One site with a 100-product store is $21 a month or $204 a year, or for the 2,500 product store is $35 a month or $384 a year. And again, that's all partner pricing as part of Duda Pro, our program to help designed for web professionals who want to develop sites on behalf of their customers. Sherry asks, can you capture customers and integrate with the CRM?
Let's see. Unfortunately, there's not a way to save customers and have them do something like log in again or something like that. It's just not something that we have available at the moment. You could, of course, manually capture customers if you want. If you want to plug them into a CRM, you could absolutely do that.
Mm-hmm. Lori asks, if we already have a due to mobile site on a one-time fee, can we upgrade and add this store to that? Again, unfortunately, this is for due to one. This is for our responsive product. It is not applied to due to mobile, the mobile-only site builder. If you wanted to use due to one, you could use the same rates we have and just use the mobile version of the site, and that would be, again, the same rates I just mentioned before. John clarified what a QSR was. Thanks, we got that one answered. Another John asked, will you have a robust help section on how to use e-commerce for store owners?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Pia asked, how is the store owner notified about an offer order? I think we explained that with the email. Todd asks, is this a module that we turn on and off in case we're not ready to offer this to our customers? Also, can we configure the upgrade option and path? I'm not sure I follow exactly the mobile product. Let's back out of here. The storefront product is included with any due to site that you produce. So if we go back to our dashboard and create a new template, it's going to take us into the options to add a store. And again, the 10 item store is included. If you're not ready to upgrade to a more expensive store, you can just create a site as is and later add that functionality.
Right. And if you wanted to get rid of the store, for example, if you wanted to take it out after you set it up but you're not ready to show it, you could just delete it from the page and then you could add it again later if you want. Since we do have those store elements, if I go to manage store, add store elements, I can add the store into the site. So we do have that store page, but you could just hide it if you wanted to. Actually, if I go to manage pages, I could go to store, and I could just hide it in navigation if I wanted to. Just take it out until you're ready to set it up, if that's at all helpful. So you can definitely do that. So you don't have to put the store in there until you're ready to do it.
There are a couple options there, right? Yeah. Exactly how you want to handle it is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Tim asks, any recommendations for migrating from WooCommerce? I think that the easiest thing to do would be to try to figure out if there's a way to export your product list into a CSV, right?
Yeah, that'd be the simplest way.
So figure out how to export that product list and then upload it directly into the product, into ours. You'll still need to go through some of the polishing steps and setting up shipping and payment providers and the like, but
absolutely.
It should be relatively easy. Connie asks, do you also provide promotional materials for your resellers? Right now, we do have a select section of our website called the Partner Portal for all partners or resellers, whatever term you want to use. That includes a lot of collateral. We have not updated it with commerce collateral because this is still so new.
Yeah.
We do have full responsive site sales, mobile site sales, and intelligent site sales or insight-driven sales decks available, all white labeled. You can customize those, infographics and other materials, and we're producing more white label videos that you could actually use as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeff asked, I'm new at Equid, but figured I'd ask while I'm here. Do you guys know if the product versions count towards the number of products? So if you have a dude figure that's a small one, a medium, and a large, does that count as 3 products or is that 1?
As far as I know, that counts as 1 product. So you can have infinite options for the products, but those are just options of 1 product.
Adam asks, is all of the support documentation white labeled or only certain sections? Well, right now it's only certain sections, right?
Correct, Cody? Yeah. We have support articles inside of support.dutomobile.com, which are, of course, not white labeled, which go over setting up your e-commerce store and everything like that. That being said, we have a number of white label support articles that we've created and included into the product that are linked to from the product so that when someone's using the white label version of the editor, of the Due2One editor, and you click the in-product help link, it's showing a white labeled article, and those live in a separate location. So we do have both currently.
Next question comes from William. He asked, do you interface with Intuit payment processing? And second follow-up question, if we have a client that uses this processor we don't support, what can we do?
Intuit payment processing. I'm not familiar. I don't have all 30 plus items memorized. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if we have Intuit or not. If you have, what was the second part?
And what if they use a payment processor that we don't have?
I think it'd be best to check. There's a lot of, if they have something like Authorize.net simulation, which you can use multiple payment processors, but you can simulate Authorize.net, that is available, which potentially expands the number of payment processors that you can add by quite a large number. So we do have some flexibility there, but if we don't support it, unfortunately, I'd have to encourage them to find a different payment processor.
Mm-hmm. Connie, we're happy to answer your question. Thank you. Jay asks, instead of email, do you have an option for SMS to notify the seller, confirm buyer, new orders, etc.?
Unfortunately, not right now. We just have the email option. Of course, a pro tip, you could use a service like If This Then That, ifttt.com, to send you an SMS when you receive an email, if you want to get tricky with it.
Mm-hmm. John asked, do you cover subscription-based commerce, especially when it comes to, say, weekly selection of foods delivery?
We don't have subscription-based commerce built into this. It is a single product purchase only. I think I was talking with Russ about it yesterday. Maybe it's something we'd look at in the future, but it's not available right now.
Okay. Roger asked, is there a product import function? I think we did cover that earlier. Yes, you can update using delimited files, whether it's comma, semicolon, or
tab.
Tab.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you very much. Mary Ann asks, I paid $149 for a lifetime membership. Does mean I have to pay an additional $21 per month for just the store? So you did a Site for Life purchase. Site for Life purchases at the time were for the site with that feature set. We will make some updates, but
as far as I know, there will be a discounted rate for you for Site for Life, so you're paying essentially the difference. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. So we'd have to get back to you on exactly how that would work out.
Mm-hmm. Michael, thank you. We're glad to have you on the webinar. Adam asked, okay, partner pricing. Can a partner purchase a Site for Life? If so, is there a partner price? Thanks. We just touched on this. Our Site for Life pricing is available to partners. It is the only price point that is identical to that we offer direct. Mm-hmm. That price was cut to the minimum it could be. Mm-hmm. There's no discount offer, but yes, partners can purchase Site for Life packages.
John's saying, let's say we hit the Powerball in the future.
Way to go, John.
Nice. And we want to create our own site. Can we extract our info and move them from them somewhere else? In what format, if that's possible? Just curious.
So if you wanted to, I think you're saying leave the Duda platform in this case with your store. How could you do that?
Well, I mean, so one thing to remember is if you're looking to create your own store or your own website outside of Duda, you absolutely can do that. All the data is there. It just takes manpower to go and manually move over products and manually move over images and text and things like that. There's no automated solution for it. And if you hit the Powerball, you could hire someone to do it for you.
Yeah. Connie had a follow-up is where can we find those white label pieces that we mentioned? I'll do a quick move. Well, once you're a partner and you log into this dashboard under the Duda Pro in the navigation, you'll get a drop-down menu. And this will take you directly to the partner portal. And the partner portal has these tabs on the left-hand side, which will navigate you through everything from getting started to recorded webinars like this one that we've done in previous dates, white label materials and resources. It's just taking a bit to load. Here we go. Videos, resources like the white label tools, direct links to our support team. And each month we do a release webinar that updates on exactly what we've done and what we've put out in the near term.
Well, if we scroll down here, you can see that we did a e-commerce introduction webinar to our partners before this one because our partners get to see everything first.
That's right.
Let's see.
Tony asks, what tracking capabilities are provided to monitor customer data and products purchased to allow future contact for new and related products and services? So is there anything in there that helps you?
Not to my knowledge at this point. I mean, this is our first phase of our e-commerce. And so we've put out our product here so far, and I think more features are to come. So we're definitely interested in hearing your feedback on what sort of items you want to add to our future request list or wish list. And we definitely want to hear it.
Could you add a sign-up button for email updates later when people make purchases?
I think we could. It's just not built into the product.
We'll have to look into that and see what that is. That looks like. Tim says the import sounds like it'd be the way to go. We agree.
Mhm.
Kathy says yes. Thanks, Kathy. Chuck, does user make payments on site or send payments, or are they sent to a payment site like PayPal?
Good question, Chuck. Actually, so yeah, for payment processors like PayPal or any of the others, the user's actually going and that transaction's occurring on PayPal. So if you purchase on PayPal before, you'll know that you actually leave the page that you're on, you go to PayPal, your transaction's set up inside of PayPal, and you complete the transaction on PayPal's secure server before being redirected back to the site. And that's how it goes with just about every payment processor.
Kathy, thank you very much. John, can content feed service companies get easily incorporated with your platform? So perhaps you already, so a content feed service. I'm not sure if you're talking something like a XML feed from a blog or RSS feed, or maybe you can clarify, John, and we can ask and we can hopefully answer the question. John again asked, can I connect to CRM with Duda? Not at this time, right, Cody?
Yeah, not at this time, no.
Gregory asked, how does the store deal with stocking quantities?
So you're able inside the store to add quantities for any individual product. So you can actually enter in the number that you have in quantity. Let's say you receive a new product in, you have 100 units, you add that product to your store, you write 100 units. The store will keep track of your sales, and you can actually set up an alert to notify you when you get below a certain quantity so you know when to reorder. And so that's built in if we get to the advanced options, if we expand it in the right hand, this whole button right here.
There you go. I'm driving while Cody's talking. There we go. So we have the ability to control our stock here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And set alerts for when it dips past a certain level.
Mm-hmm. Ideas of how to use Insight with the store. Well, we're actually really excited to find out what our partners and pros are going to be doing with this, because these are elements. Like I showed before, you can add them to any part of your site. So you could already with Insight create a new row that appears. So inside that row, you can have a highlighted product, and you can show a highlighted product to someone who's maybe come to your site a certain number of visits. Maybe they've been to your site 5 times. Maybe you want to show them a certain product that they're probably more likely to buy because they're more engaged. Maybe you want to highlight a different product on their first time visit. There's a lot of cool options you can do there.
And to back out for folks that don't know, Insight is our basically our intelligence feature for websites. It allows you to control the site and display different content based on a user's location, that time of day, week, or month, the device type they're using, or on the frequency of their visit. So maybe a first-time visitor would see a video about your storefront, and maybe a fourth-time visitor might see a special offer to get them to buy. Things like that.
Exactly. John is asking, is it easy to connect my domain with Duda? Can I start without a domain and make a connection later when I get one? Absolutely. Yes to both questions, John. So it is very easy to connect your domain with Duda. It takes a little bit of setup. You have to create a CNAME record and a redirect, but it would only take about 15 minutes if you got your information together. And you can absolutely get started ahead of time with no domain. You'll be able to use a free URL from Duda One that you can use. In the meantime, we have white label URLs available, so it won't even say Duda on it if you don't want it to. And you just basically use a subdomain of our domain. And then when you have your domain purchased, you can just connect it really quick. And if you have any questions about that as a partner, contact our support team, and they'll walk you through it.
Also, there's extensive support documentation too, so you can help yourself if you'd like. John, again, so answer the previous questions on CRM. Since you don't have that right now, and you need it, we know. One can have a landing page that collects logins, and that will lead to Duda eCommerce.
Let's see. So one can have a landing page. Yeah. Oh, so you're making a suggestion. One can have a landing page. Yeah, exactly. So you could collect logins, you could collect credentials and use it as opt-ins or something like that.
William asked, when will the system be able to remember customers and have a login option?
I don't have a time frame on that.
We don't know. We don't have the next roadmap ready yet.
Sorry, guys.
It's not at our fingertips. The dev folks keep that on their side. We'll have updates that get promoted to customers as soon as it is available. Roger asked, is it possible to have a return receipt set up on the automatic email that's sent from the store to the merchant? This way the order handling process starts upon the opening of the email by the merchant in case the merchant is... Oops, sorry, your question was so long, it went off the screen. The merchant is too busy to open emails every minute.
We do not have the option to turn on return receipt inside the email setup. It's just not something that I saw in there.
Or can the order be sent to the merchant via SMS instead of email? These are features that we're collecting from these the first webinar, and things we'll be passing off to the
Sure.
to our dev team in terms of what we want to offer in future releases. All right. Brian asks, do you have a list we can review of all the payment processors?
There is a list. If you check out the e-commerce documentation on support.dudomobile.com, you should be able to get some of the information. So make sure to go there and check it out.
Just type in payment processors and see what comes up.
Well, I'm sure these guys can go ahead and do it themselves.
Yeah.
So we do have, this is, it's not going to show up here. We're a little past the hour, so let's go ahead. But it is on support.dudomobile.com.
It also would be under when you set up your store. The list would be provided there. We'll see if we can get something posted up soon on that. William, thank you. We enjoyed giving the presentation too. Marianne asked, thanks. Let me know with pricing. I've been looking for a new. Hold on, YouTube.
Thanks. Please let me know the pricing. I've been looking for a new store. Great.
Yep, we covered that. You can also find it at dudomobile.com/plans.
Does the delivery be controlled? Say you order something, but you want to deliver it a future day, say a month ahead in the future. We do have a special notes option that you can add to a product, so that when a person's submitting the order, they can add special notes and ask for it to be delayed. If you're paying attention to it and you're fulfilling it, you can definitely do that.
Jamie asked, the clients need to have a store account to can buy. Do the clients need to have a store account to buy? I don't think.
No. The clients don't need a store account. Anyone can buy from one of these stores.
Tom asked, can you import product images or just data? I believe there was a field for image links if they're stored somewhere, so you should be able to import them.
That's exactly it. If you have a CSV and you have image links inside of there, we can parse those and import them to your store.
Chuck asked, is there any other way to accept payments on site?
You mean on site, like on the website, or like on site, like in person? Not clear there. As far as accepting payments on the website, yeah, there's a number of different payment processors and then payment options, whether it's credit card, check, fax, phone order, all those basic options are included.
Jose asks, can we hide the Manage For button from the editor before we hand over the due to one site to a client in the case that you may want to upsell them at a later date? Right now, no, but it is just been spec'd in terms of our advanced permissions and roles that we'll be adding to the platform, and we're looking to do that hopefully within the next 2 to 3 months. John asks, okay, so with regards to the content feed, he said a curated content RSS feed from Contently.
Yeah, you could definitely add RSS inside of there. So if we go into the editor, and if we go to our menu, we'll go to Add Element.
It's, I believe, called WordPress, but it's actually any RSS feed, right?
Yeah. So it's a WordPress feed. This will work, let's add it down here. We go ahead and drag and drop this into a new row. Give it just a second to pop up. You can use any feed URL.
By default, we just throw in ours for you, which you'll see here is the Due to Mobile blog.
And this is actually being pulled. You can choose the number of visible items, the number of rows per post, amount of padding between each, and you can also choose the layout that you want too. And so you can actually pull in feed information and put it inside here. And this could be from any RSS feed. So you can definitely use that.
And that could be added to a store page too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
John, every good slide requires content to connect and communicate with customers. Content is vital. Every good site, I'm guessing, requires content.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, or do we have to import the images? Yeah, we just answered that earlier. You should be able to, if you have the image hosted somewhere, import them. Chuck asks, as a partner, can my clients use my site subdomains, or do they have to have client.dudomobile.com? Your clients would actually have client.multiscreensite.com. That would be the default place it's hosted. It can also be customized under the custom domains field to be one of your own your own domain instead of multi-screen site. All that's included again under the section Duda Pro, and then the subpage custom domains.
Right.
Nathan asked, caught up today. Oh, just caught the QA. Sorry, Nathan. Is there a way to watch the presentation from the beginning? Yes, we are recording this now. We will send this out via email to all the registrants to the webinar. And then Peter asks, I have the same question about on-site. Yes, it can take payment in the field, i.e. if I'm an artist and I'm at a trade. So you want to take payment live.
On site, yeah. And you're at a trade fair and you're selling art at a trade fair. Oh, okay. For that, you wouldn't really need our website to sell that art. You need to.
It's more like a Square or an Intuit or a PayPal on-site card reader solution. I think that you'd want to use. This wouldn't be using a website to place those orders.
Exactly. You'd use Square, and they have a attachment plugs into your phone. You'd swipe your card, and then you'd enter in the price for the art that you were selling. The cool thing is, if you're using PayPal, PayPal has that option. And you can also use PayPal as your payment processor for on your site. So to go with your art, you have your website where you have your art displayed, and someone can buy your art online too. I'm sure if someone's buying from you, please tell me you're giving them a business card with your website on it so they can go buy more art from you on it.
So yeah, do we integrate with Square? This is the last question we're going to get to today from Peter or PayPal. The website and on-site or point of sale tools are very different worlds, and they're not necessarily the same. Right now, we don't have an integration with Square or with the PayPal solution or with the Intuit card readers. It's not the way it's built in. It's a separate inventory sort of process. So right now, those aren't. We could look into that in the long term, but I'm not sure that's going to be anywhere in the next 3 to 6 months of our roadmap.
Right.
So with that, guys, I really want to thank you all. It's been a good webinar, lots of questions. We've now done an hour and 20 minutes.
Jeez.
I think it's time for Cody to get a break from his voice and get better. Thank you all for attending. If you have questions, you can contact myself. That's Kemp, K-E-M-P, at dudamobile.com. You can also send emails to partners at dudamobile.com, and one of us will get back to you and help answer questions. We could also schedule one-on-one demos or any other sort of work with you if you're interested in joining the partner program.
Thanks so much for coming, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Bye.
Let's go ahead. Here, let me drive here. So we want to, turn that off and come on, go to webinar.